Can everyone hear me? Welcome, everybody. Today is the Mofuwa Cafe chat. Let me know if I'm crispy, by the way. I was trying to fix the crispiness and technical difficulties, so that I just ended up putting it back. And on Discord, I sound crispy, but I'm hoping that I'm hoping that it's not so bad on stream. Sounds fine. Okay. Let's see. This is the Mofuwa Cafe Vtubing collab chat. We're gonna be reviewing the year 2021, and my girls are here with me. From left to right, we have FF Sade.
Whoa, hello.
We have Miss Kieran.
Hi.
Partner TM, and we have we have Miss Ewo.
Hello.
Let me. Did I save the collab thing? Oh god.
It's a good day to struggle.
Typing out Kieran Tozy Ugh or Tozy Ooh.
Why is my bot not working? Hello, ma'am.
Every day is a good day for struggle.
Oh, what about now? It's not working. I'm crying. Anyway, check out our Twitch team so you can find all these lovely ladies at their own homes. Please give them a follow if you haven't already. But today we will be talking about our journey through 2021. Close enough, thank you, Bear. So a lot of us have started VTubing around like late 2020, early 2021, and we've gone through a lot of changes, gotten to know each other a lot more, and it's been an incredible journey. And I think everyone can benefit from just, you know, hearing about our individual triumphs and struggles. And I wanted to be able to talk to the girls about it, and maybe even get you guys some inside secrets. I don't know, maybe we'll figure it out. We'll learn something new today, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you for showing up today. I took some questions on Twitter and had them sent to the Marshmallow. But if you guys want to ask some questions as we go along with the roundtable today, feel free to ask them in chat. I want my mods to like try and like set some questions aside. I might miss some or forget some, so I want to try to get through everyone's questions today if possible. But yeah, here's the question that I took on the original thread. This was initially supposed to be a New Year's chatting collab, but because I had to quarantine and leave the house, I wasn't able to do that. So now it's just chat, regular chat. And I think actually this one might have come from clickbait, if I remember correctly. And they say, can't believe the year's already over. I've known most of you for a long time and never would think one day you'll be anime. How does it feel to be a VTuber compared to webcam? How does it feel to be a part of the VTuber community? And what do you think of the future of VTubing is in 2022? So this is a lot of questions, but we can start with the first one.
It's good questions though. Like that's a really solid thing to like have to answer.
Mm-hmm. So how do you guys feel about, like, have you ever streamed with a webcam before? Any of you? I know I have.
I did. I didn't really continue with it because it was actually super uncomfortable because there were a lot of the air was decidedly very different.
Mm-hmm.
People came in with very different expectations and acted very different. And somebody kind of doxed me on that stream, so I was like, okay, we're never doing that again.
Oh god.
Because they were like, hey, didn't I see you at this place, like on this street, like just an hour ago? And I was like, excuse me, sir.
What?
No.
That's so scary.
Who would ever think that's an okay idea?
And so I was like, okay, we're just never gonna turn webcam on again.
Yeah,
So that's fine.
never again.
Never again.
I don't want to talk about this because it's not my experience, but Ugo was supposed to be in collab today, but I think she's sleeping and we should let the bear hibernate. But I used to be a mod in her channel a long time ago before I started streaming or anything, and there was this one time she got swatted, so that was like really terrifying. Like,
oh my god.
She used to stream a lot, like, well, pretty much the same content as she does now, but you know, she used to like webcam and do like a lot of League of Legends stuff, and that was back when like a bunch of people were swatting like League streamers and junk for whatever reason. And yeah, like, maybe next time we can get her first-hand account of it, but like just like second-hand experience, like knowing somebody who got swatted is just like really like traumatizing, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I guess stuff like that just kind of goes hand in hand with like people being able to like see your face and figure out like whereabouts you might be living. And it's like, you know, I guess like the anonymity of like VTubing, right, is a bit like you feel a little safer, I think. And it really helps. Yeah.
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 You know, people can't clip weird shots of your face and stuff.
That's true.
Or weird
I
shots
never
of you in
experienced
general.
anything like nearly that extreme, but there definitely is like a feeling of like not only do you need to do more to get ready, it feels like, because there's like expectations on how presentable you need to be and everything like that, but it's just uncomfortable. There'll be people that'll judge a lot of things when they really shouldn't, so
yeah, it becomes like too personal, so that people start like, I think that's a lot of the huge perpetrator of whatchamacallit, the like the viewer streamer dynamic of what's it called?
Parasocial.
Yes, parasocial relation. Like, I like there's a lot that goes into like streaming, and you know, especially I feel like women who stream with webcam are susceptible to a lot of harassment in particular, because they're expected to look a certain way, and if they don't look a certain way, they're always like, you know, getting you know, bothered about it. And you know, they not to, you know, say that I'm sure male streamers also have like this problem where like, you know, they get harassed for other things, but there's a certain issue I feel like women also suffer from, in particular when it comes to, you know, presenting themselves in a public setting like that, where it just, you know, it kind of, you know, even if you say it doesn't bother you, it kind of piles on after a while. So a lot of, you know, people tend to, you know, like give up, or like just stop sharing their webcam or something. You know?
it's definitely the kind of thing that wears on you.
Yeah, like the slow like degradation of your like your feelings, you know, like
Yeah, like 1 or 2 times you're just kind of like, okay, I guess I could pass it off as a random hater, but then when you get like 30 or 40 times, and then it's like, maybe they're non-random haters. And then that's what it starts to feel like.
Just haters.
yeah.
It's crazy, like watching like popular female streamers and like what they have to deal with. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I could handle that.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel like, man, I don't envy them.
Yeah, like, oh god, remember when the Pokimane got her like a VTuber model, and people were like hella like
Oh my
like
god.
teasing her about it or something? I was like,
People were so mean.
yeah, I mean, I didn't personally enjoy like the style of it, especially with, you know, how much Pokimane makes. I think she could have commissioned somebody better, but I mean, it's what she wanted, right? So like, you know, obviously she liked how it came out and she wanted to use it, and she's like one of the like the biggest like female streamers, and everyone's like, you know, she always has to make herself like look pretty and presentable, and like when she doesn't, you know, people are like, are you okay, you look tired, you know, like, you know, I feel like VTubing just eliminates a lot of that, you know, like you just show up and you're like, I look presentable every day. This is what you come to expect.
I stream in my pajamas like 100% of the time.
True.
Beautiful.
Stream in sweatpants, be all comfortable. I think that's my favorite thing about VTubing. I can just wear a sweater and my sweatpants and feel comfy and cozy and have a good time.
Yeah, we're not showing up here for a job interview. We're just
True.
We're not? Oh no. I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, as is correct. Eyeliner is always on fleek when you're a VTuber. True.
correct.
Let's see. This next part of the question: how does it feel to be a part of the VTuber community? So this one's a bit weird because for me personally, I don't really participate in a lot of community stuff because, like, I usually just do collabs and junk with like friends or like friends of friends. So my community is like a smaller like circle within the larger circle of VTubing as a whole. And I think I contribute a lot of that to the fact that like the Mofuwa girls are so kind, and like I don't have to go looking for a lot of other people really. I'm very happy where we are here. But yeah, I personally don't think I participate in the community a lot, like as a lot of other people do. But how do you guys feel about it?
Everyone talking. I'll stop.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
No, Seiko.
Okay, yeah, I think like I don't participate too much in the VTubing community per se, but like I mean, I'm a huge fan of VTubers, so I guess that's part, right?
Yeah.
But I think if there's anything that like I really take away from it is that like every single VTuber that like I personally see on like my timeline and stuff like that, like no matter what, like even if they have like 0 viewers or whatever, like they're really small or if they're really big, like they're always working like extremely hard. It's like
Yeah.
I think it's the most passionate community that I've personally been in.
Mhm.
And so it's like they're like everyone. Whenever I see like people like putting out like ideas like every day and stuff like that, or they're like trying their very best to make their stream like an A plus like S plus like stuff like all the time. It's like really inspiring, and I think like that's one of my favorite parts about the community.
Yeah, because there's it's a weird because VTubing, you don't have to be good at a certain thing, like you can just be good at video games, you can be good at art, you can be good at music, singing, like it's not like I come from a not like artist social media background, right? So like if you want to grow or like get anywhere, you have to interact with like other artists and stuff, but like VTubing, you interact with all sorts of people like who are good at all sorts of things, and I think that's beautiful. Like there's like a camaraderie of like all sorts of creative people, funny people, like at the end of the day it's all considered some form of an art, right?
Yeah, it's all in my mind just like entertainers, but that covers such like an incredibly broad scope.
Mhm.
For me, Kieran's drink has too much sugar. No. There.
It's matcha.
Excuse. Anyway, for me personally, I don't really, much like Kels, I don't really go deep in the like community side of VTubing for a lot of reasons, but I also, to a degree, feel like it's like almost pushed too much that there is a community, so to speak, but because it's such a broad category that you're never going to be able to get everybody to like agree on something or take the same stance or like band together on anything. It's very strange to me seeing like people get very, very into specifically the community when it's too big to be a community in my mind. I don't know. There are cliques, there are subgroups, and I just am like, I'm gonna stream and I'm gonna use a VTuber model and I'm gonna go have fun over there.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
There's
I
just
kind of
so many
feel the same
people.
way. The community, like, I feel like people get really hung up on the community TM as this, like, this great form of, like, oh, it's the community, this is our place, but I think that there's just too many people in it, and there's no way that the community has any, like, one shape or form that people seem to think it does.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, like, there's it's so broad now. Like, I think that maybe when VTubing first started to take off, people could have kind of gotten away with saying the community as like a sort of like place where, or group of people where the opinions were somewhat more consistent with each other, but I don't think that's really the case now. And every single day I log on twitter.com and I see people starting a new fight over something, so...
Yeah. There's always some sort of a discourse or, you know, people
There's also
telling
a-
other people what to do and what they shouldn't do. Sorry, Huey?
There's
Yeah.
a big difference also in like the culture and community, so to speak, surrounding indie versus corporate as well. No one is specifically like better if they like indie only or corporate only or both, but the culture surrounding both what's expected of the VTubers and what's acceptable like as viewers is very different too. So it's just like it's too broad and all-encompassing to say like the community.
Yeah.
Like some people think VTubers should be idols. That's what it really started as. But some people are like, you can just do whatever. You're just using the model, and both are like valid. Like one has the history of what stuff started as, and one is how things have evolved. But everyone's gonna see it differently.
Yeah, so I feel like when someone's like, "Oh, are you part of the community?" and I'm like, not really.
Yeah.
I log on, I look at the community, and then I simply log off.
I think Cytex made a really good point just now. It's more of a culture than a community. And I think that's so accurate. Like, yeah, like I'm a part of a culture, but not necessarily the community as a whole, you know?
Yeah, I feel like even inside of the culture, it's like there's so many aspects to the culture that I can't really say I identify with a lot of parts of it. And so I feel like it's kind of difficult to try to like fit yourself into like this ever-changing expectation of what the culture is anyway, so I guess none of us really participate that much in the community or the culture.
Yeah. I think it's just like the community actually scared me. And I think
It scares me continually.
I think that's mainly why I wanted to form Mofuwa in the first place, because I was like, these people are so scary, and I know a couple artists wanting to get into this, so I'm like, okay, we'll start a group, and then I'm like picking people and putting them into my little Mofuwa box and collecting my waifus and like, and it's a comfy environment. So I'm very thankful for you ladies for making it such an enjoyable experience for me, because then I don't have to be putting myself out into the general sphere of like potential toxicity, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's a big worry of mine.
Toxicity comes when we play Pokemon Unite.
True. We're beating up on little kids. That's true. Yeah, I'm bringing.
Pokemon toxic game.
But let's see. What do you think of the future of VTubing is in 2022? This is a little hard. I would like for to be like a how do I put this? Like a more like an easier way to find like indie VTubers, I think. Like maybe like a category on Twitch would be cool, I guess. But I feel like that's so niche that it's not like, you know. I think like improvements to find smaller VTubers or like support smaller VTubers in a way, I think would be nice in 2022. Because I think as a whole we have a lot of the tools to be successful, but I think it could be better. How do you guys feel about the future of VTubing? Do you think it's going away anytime soon?
I feel like it's become like it's such a normal, or it's continually becoming more normalized as just like a type of streaming, that I feel like I already feel like this now, but I think the title of VTuber is really not that special anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's just gonna become another type of streaming, and I just feel like it's not gonna be that special as a type anymore, exactly, where people are like, oh, I only watch VTubers. I feel like the people who watch webcam and the people who watch VTubers are just kind of gonna overlap more and more.
Yeah.
I just see it becoming like more normalized, especially because a lot of like the popular big streamers were like, you know, they have alternate models of like themselves as a VTuber in addition to their webcam and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's already like really oversaturated already.
Yeah.
Like cause like I remember back then, like if you were a VTuber, you were definitely going to have like stand out a lot from like someone who isn't VTubing. But nowadays, oh my god, I look at the art channel and like 70% of people are VTubers.
That's true.
Like, oh, that's crazy. I mean, but that's good though. I think that it's really cool, and like I think it's just gonna be more of a medium rather than like people that are like, oh, I'm going to become a VTuber because I'm going to get popular or something.
Yeah.
But because like a lot of because I know that like back then a lot of people wanted to get on it because they saw like Hololive and they're like, you know what, I want to be Hololive, I want to be famous and get lots of money and stuff like that. And nowadays it's like, no, it doesn't separate you at all. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be more and more mainstream, and then it's like what you were just saying, Sade, the boom of when it was new and shiny and everyone was like, wow, this is super novel. That is over. Anyone who still has the expectations of VTuber model equals attention and success is going to be disappointed. If you want to stream as a VTuber, that's great. You cannot just have VTuber as your identity. You gotta do something else. You gotta find what makes your content yours and what would bring people there.
That's true. That's very true. I feel like definitely around the time like most of us started off, there were a lot of people who had been like recently debuted or had just debuted, and I think a lot of those people, while they did fairly well, I think have graduated. There have been a lot of graduations in 2021, and I feel like a lot of that contributes, like most of, well, I don't want to say all of them, but like I feel like a lot of them kind of came from the fact that like they expected Hololive level of fame and they didn't get that, or like I know some of them wanted to like rebrand. So there's I think there's a, like, if you want to really succeed and like if you really want that level of like fame, I guess there's a lot of thought that goes into it, because you have to, you know, make sure your VTuber is marketable first and foremost. Like that's something you have to really think about, because if you're just doing it for fun and you want to make your, you know, your OC or something, you know, like move and be like anime, that's like completely different from making yourself like a marketable entity that people are like, you know, that's eye-catching and people want to buy like merch of. And I think a lot of people who go into it expecting, you know, fame and fortune, they don't really think about that. So I think it's a lot of people who've graduated in 2021 have kind of been like, I don't want to say jaded, but that's the kind of impression I get, you know, from seeing a lot of like, there was like a huge wave, I think, towards the end of 2021 where people were graduating on like, I think some of them even graduated on their 1-year anniversary. And, you know, it makes me a little sad, but yeah, like, yeah. How do you guys feel about, because I think we were talking about the recent graduations recently.
I think a lot of, like, of course, some people will graduate and all because they have personal reasons, things out of their control, they're too busy. But I also think that a lot of people really underestimate how much effort goes into streaming, both while you're live and behind the scenes.
Mhm.
They'll just be like, all right, I've got my model and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna play games, and sometimes I'll talk. But there's a lot more to it than that, and people can be like, wow, this is draining. This is a lot more work than I expected. Oh god, wait, I have to make like schedules because people want to know when I'm going live, and shoot, I need to be able to market myself on Twitter and make social media presence, and oh, this is a lot more than I signed up for, but if I don't do it, then nobody's gonna find me, and you just burn out easily if you go in with expectations that are unrealistic.
That's very true. Yeah, you gotta be
Yeah, I
ready to
think-
treat streaming as full-time work. That's true. What were you saying, Iro?
I think a lot of people, got into or they started VTubing because it looked new and shiny, and it was like, oh, I gotta be anime, and like Kieran said, they're like, oh, I just have to turn on the model and then talk while I play video games. They just jump in with nebulous thoughts. Yeah, like they just they're like kind of caught up in the glamour of it, and because as we said, VTubers are so saturated now. They're on TikTok, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
People making videos of them, and people see that and they're like, oh, that looks so cool, I want a piece of that. And then they realize that, or a lot of them never tried streaming before, or they've never been content creators before in general, because people who are more used to making content in other fields might be a little bit more used to this, but they've never tried making content in general, and then they find out it's not for them. And that's why we get people who quit 3 months into it or something.
That's true. Okay, I think I did try to note down some questions I was getting while we were going. So I have one here, before I move on to the next marshmallow, I have one here from Fuzz. Has 2 questions. One, I've seen mostly friendly people in the streams I've watched. What is the % of negative people? I think personally in my experience, the oh, thank you, Bear. I think in my experience, the general percentage of negative or toxic people has significantly dropped since I started VTubing. Yeah, because I feel like I had more toxic people coming in here or being disrespectful when I was webcamming for sure.
Oh yeah, same. But I also think I had more negative people when I first started VTubing, and then over time, I guess the community that we build kind of weeds them out. Because people come in and they see the vibe, and then they're like, okay, that's not a place for me, and then they leave.
That's been my experience as well. I went into all of this with a very solid idea of I want this kind of community, and I'm going to during my broadcasts act this way specifically so that it makes it easier for people that want that kind of thing to realize they're in the right place. It's kind of self-perpetuating. Sometimes there still will be people who are rude or weird or whatever, but if you don't feed into it, chances are they'll leave, and if they don't, then they can be banned.
Yeah, I would say that when I first started, I used to have maybe at least one weird, kind of rude person every stream, but now it's really unusual for me to have a rude or weird person pop in, thankfully.
Yeah.
The percentage is pretty low.
I think the most I've gotten are confused people. When I got a lot of when I did a lot of the Zatsudans, we were watching MasterChef and all these other things, and people would be browsing the just chatting category and see me, and you're like, what the heck are you? They'd be like, what are you using the software for this? A lot of confused people, less so weird people, but more people who just don't know what VTubing is. But I think that's less of an issue now, because a lot of people are starting to get the gist of oh, this is a thing people are doing now.
Yeah, I've only had a handful of people actively come into my stream and be confused about the VTubing thing. For the most part, they've all been really respectful, actually. I had someone ask basically what's the reasons you chose to do this, and like what is it because of the community and stuff. I've said a lot of the same things that I've said here, just like I just liked the anonymous aspect, and I tried to like make sure I was representing myself, and I just want to be a cute red panda girl and have fun, and that's what I'm doing here. But at the same time, there are also the people that are weird from the VTuber and VTuber fan community, because again, with the community being so broad, there's a lot of people that think any VTuber, you can go up into their stream and be like, hey, can you say ara ara? Like, hey, you want to read this message that is very clearly me baiting you into saying something weird or a geese nuts joke? There's a lot of those people. You just gotta roll with the punches.
I will say, so like, because we're talking about TikTok, I will say I think the most toxic people have been to me have been on TikTok. Like, there have been like some really, really like rude comments that like psychic damage me every time I read them, because they're just so unfiltered.
Wild.
I think that's just TikTok though. Like, just the grand scheme of things. Like, I think one of my first videos, someone like, it got like one comment, and the only comment was ew. Like, that's the only. I was like, oh, okay.
Kids are stupid.
Yeah, it's just someone saying ew.
Stupid. Even kids.
And then there are like people who are like, oh, you're a rabbit. You look like a horse. I'm like, well, I'm not a horse.
What kind of horses are they looking at?
I know. I blame Uma Musume, honestly. I think it's the ears.
Ma'am.
Yeah, it's the ears. But I'm like,
asked if I was a giraffe.
have you never seen a dwarf rabbit in your life, ma'am? But I digress. Yeah, I think just like TikTok is a lawless land. Oh yeah, Iro got called a giraffe. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a long horse.
Long horse. Yeah, I think TikTok's just a weird offset, but you know, I think they're rude to anybody, regardless of if they're a VTuber or not.
Yeah, I only spent like kind of 2 weeks-ish on TikTok, and then I had to log off because I was like, this is causing me too much mental damage. I can't take this.
Yeah.
But the vibe there was very feral, unfiltered, and like people really love stupid stuff. Like, they'll try to be stupid, they'll look for stupid things, they'll say stupid things.
Yeah, I think the one of the comments that affected me the most. Hi, you good? I think one of the comments that affected me the most on TikTok was, I don't know if they were trying to be like facetious, but like on my old VTube model, they were like, oh my god, finally, like an overweight VTuber. This makes me so happy. I'm like, that's not my intention. I hope there's representation for you, but like, that's not what I'm going for, and not you know, something I feel like I should be able to represent, because you know
what an assumption to make.
Yeah, there definitely are people who make that their intent, but it's very like, clear when oh man, that's just don't just go out and say that, man.
People who are trying to represent, you know, trying to represent something, usually they say in their bio, I'm trying to represent this thing. So
I didn't take offense, because I think, you know, a lot of the times my TikTok videos, I was kind of like, you just really see my shoulders, and I had like my jacket's like really baggy, so I kind of get it, and my face was like really round. So I understand where they're coming from, but that's like, it made me uncomfortable, more so the fact that, you know, it wasn't something I wasn't like, you know, I was representing, and I felt that I should represent as like being, you know, I'm not of that, you know, category of person, and like, not that I'm like trying to shame it or anything. It's just that I feel like people who are that type of thing should be representing that type of thing, you know? It's like if I were like how to make this not suspicious. Like if I were like I don't know, like visually impaired, and like my VTuber was like yeah, visually impaired and all this stuff, and that's the lore, and then I wasn't actually in real life, I personally would feel weird about it, because I think that space is not my space, you know? But yeah. The second part of this question.
Sorry, I got super distracted by the TikTok.
It's okay. I enjoy being able to gab with you girls. I think that's why I wanted to do this. And I set up a bunch of time for it.
Oh my
Oh my god, yay. You like me? But Buzz says, I view VTubing as a way to escape reality. How do you think about creating a virtual environment for for viewers? Do you think about that much? If so, what's that process like? You mean something like VR chat? Like where we can be in a virtual space with viewers also being in a virtual space with a virtual avatar?
What I interpret that question as was more along the lines of like the fantasy of it, like having heavy lore and playing a character and not bringing personal stuff into it.
Yeah.
Which I personally don't do that kind of thing. I'm me, except I'm a red panda and I like apples a lot. Hi. There's nothing wrong with that because some people really enjoy doing that. It's just a different type of streaming, a different type of VTubing, and a different experience.
That's for sure. I think there's a lot of VTubers, right, who I guess there's like two sides of it's like a spectrum. You have the VTubers who lean into the lore and their community, like, you know, I have the Bunbies and we have the lore and stuff, and then there's other VTubers like Ugu actually, who she doesn't really have a lore, but she has like a name for her community, and you know they interact, and she's more of like a streamer with a VTuber model rather than a VTuber with lore who streams.
I think this like once again kind of ties back to how VTubing was really popularized by things like HoloLive, where they have heavy lore tie-ins. They're like generations have a lot of interaction between themselves, and they create their own sort of environment within that. But it's just very difficult necessarily to do something like that in the indie sphere as well.
That's true. Because I think... Oh, sorry, go on.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
Oh wait, no, wait, you go on, because I think I'm gonna go on a tangent.
Oh, okay.
The best kind of talking.
Actually, I just forgot my thought.
Oh my god.
I completely forgot my thought. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, okay, so I think I read that question like completely differently, but like I think like yeah, a lot of people do use VTubing as like a form of escapism, not necessarily because of like the lore and stuff, but I mean like for example, like I would say that I'm sort of the same way as like a VTuber like watcher, like I definitely use it sort of as a form of escapism to watch like Pikami or something, or like, you know, like VTubers that don't have heavy lore, but it's just like it feels good to watch them, like so. And I mean, I think that's just streaming in general too. Like sometimes you just watch other people, just, you know, to not think about like the real world for like, you know, a couple hours and stuff. I think as long as it's like pretty if it's like used in a healthy way, then I think that's perfectly fine. But I do like hope to like when I do stream, I think like, okay, you know, I would ideally like to make people happy and stuff like that, or like make people like smile and stuff. I mean, ideally I wouldn't want to like make people do the opposite. That would be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Get
it's not
out of
something
here,
that
you gremlins.
Everyone goes to Tade's stream and throws up and leaves.
I'm pretty. That's sort of on brand, though, right? Just like, but yeah. So it's like but I don't like do anything in particular. Like I don't really have lore, too much lore. So it's like I just be myself, and then with the idea of like, okay, hopefully something cool. They'll like my my shit posts and stuff. So
For me, that kind of just falls more under the general umbrella of streaming is being an entertainer, honestly.
yeah. I don't think it's like a VTuber specific thing. But yeah.
Oh, it seems the person who asked the question kind of elaborated on their
Oh, yes.
question.
Fuzz said, I think your responses are really interesting. I think I meant more like, do you want your viewers to have a consistent experience every time they log in to watch? And if so, what elements do you think about creating a consistent and fun, generic good feels experience? Wow, this is a good question, actually.
I don't think I think too much about purposefully trying to create a consistent experience because I think if I'm just acting the most comfortably as myself, then I think that's already gonna create something consistent. And there's like no shade to people who try to, you know, put on a specific act for their audience because, you know, they're acting, that's performing, but I just don't have the energy for that. And so for me, I just want to, if it's comfortable for me, it's probably going to be comfortable for other people too,
That's
is what
true.
I was thinking. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I think it really is a very clear yes to like, do you want your viewers to have a consistent experience? Yes, because like whatever you're trying to make your channel about, whether it's like I play this type of game or I play this type of character or I just do variety stuff, they want to know what they're getting into, even if that's just playing whatever I feel like today. That like, as long as you're not trying 10 million different things hoping to find something that sticks, and more so just how do I phrase being consistent in your inconsistency?
Your brand.
People aren't gonna come back if your like attitude and everything is different every single time. So just try your best to
Branding.
make the space what you want it to be.
Yeah. Like change it up, but you know, maintain the energy kind of thing. Like different content, but same energy.
Your brand.
The vibe, the brand. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that question, Fuzz. I think yeah, I'll agree with Kieran because I don't really have like a streaming persona per se. I just kind of be myself and I just gab all day. I gab for 4 hours almost every day, and that's it really. Because I don't think it comes naturally to me to like act a certain way around people, because you know I'm not experiencing that sort of thing. So I just I just want to go out here, have fun, and you know, the only thing I'll do is like filter, because you know I try not to curse because I think it's just a good habit on my stream.
I try not to
can't
curse
claim
on
to
my
make
stream.
any
There's a
effort.
lot of heck around
Yeah.
there, but off stream I swear like a sailor.
Yes. I think that's just being polite probably, and it also opens up your stream to being a little more reach a little more what's the term? I keep thinking dynamic, but that's just not it. The
Diverse.
group of people.
Community?
No.
Just like a comfy kind of feel. I would say.
Demographic. Thanks, Chuck.
Oh,
There
demographic.
you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Words are hard, man.
Words are hard. And I'm over here like, hey guys, let's do a talk show. But yeah, it reached a different demographic of people. Of like, you know, some people just don't enjoy, you know, swearing. And I think, you know, your stream isn't improved by swearing personally. So, you know, that's just a thing that I've thought of recently. Well, for a while.
I don't make a huge effort to like not swear, I guess, because especially when I play games, like once in a while it comes out and I'm just like, oh F. But like I don't think it's not like in my habit to swear every sentence either, so
Yeah. Oh gosh, did I like... I accidentally...
Wait, did you some stuff? Oh,
yeah,
no.
I accidentally. Whoops. Anyway, we also have a question from Haru earlier, and Haru asks, as a streamer, there's a large number of assets from your model to overlays and emotes and more. How do you find someone that can produce high quality and that you can trust to follow through? Do you have a preferred platform? Honestly, I just use Twitter.
Me.
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah, like if I can't make it, I'll look on Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of it is networking. Booth, yeah, that's a good one, Bun. Booth is a good suggestion.
A lot of the time I'll ask like other Mofuwa girls, hey, do you know somebody who can do
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of it is word of mouth. Because usually, you know, like freelancing in general, a lot of it is word of mouth. So if you know, a friend's be like, you know, hey, I want somebody who does emotes. Do you know anybody who's open, or like even if they're not open, like somebody you could recommend? And it's like, oh yeah, you ever heard of Ugu Bear Emote Queen? She's like really good, you know.
Did you know she makes the bungas?
Did you know she makes bunga emote? Oh yeah, never.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, never tweet the word commission. You'll get spent by
it's
followers.
cursed.
This the hard way.
Never tweet commission, banned, help with essay,
Logo,
Hack.
icon, art.
Yeah.
hacked, graphic design,
God.
merch shirt, yeah. I think one of the things that, like, the problem with, or maybe it's one of those things where it's like, you know, a rich people problem, sort of similar thing where, like, the problem with being an artist is that you see things you need, like assets, and you're like, I could make that myself. And so you spend all this time making stuff yourself, or instead of like commissioning other people to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes you don't have time to do it, so you're like, oh, I need this, but I could make it myself, and you end up never making it.
That's
You
true.
also end up never commissioning the person to do it because you thought, I can make it myself.
It's like this conversation we had last year, I think, where we were talking about skebs, and then I was like, we have skeb at home, and then skeb at home is just drawing yourself.
Yeah. That's definitely a major reason that stopped me from getting skebs. It's because I look at things and I'm like, but I could draw my own art, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's like the conundrum of being a VTuber who's also an artist. Where it's like, you can do this, but do you have the time to?
Yeah.
No, puts it on schedule anyways. I'm calling myself out. Send help.
Me, whenever I schedule my projects, I'm like, I want to make this thing. I don't know if I have time for it, but I'll make time for it.
It'll happen eventually. But thank you, Haru, for your question. I hope that answers your question. Okay, if anyone has any more questions, let us know. We'll try to take note of them as we go along. But we can finally move on to the next marshmallow. Wow, that's crazy.
1 hour marshmallow.
Any advice for people wanting to get into VTubing? I think we covered a little bit of this, but I'll
There's
say,
a lot to say.
yeah, it's a really broad question. I think my number one advice, I think, for anybody who just like who pops in and asks me this question is to temper your expectations. I think that's the most important one, because you'll very easily find yourself wanting to give up if you set your goals, like if your goals are too lofty, right? And you're not gonna, like, you'd be like, oh, I want to hit partner in a year or something, and that's not feasible for a lot of people. And so you have to kind of temper your expectations, set more realistic goals, because, you know, if you get to your 1-year anniversary and you're not partner yet, you're going to be like, well, I suck. Maybe I should quit. And then a lot of people end up quitting, you know? So I think that's my advice. How about you guys?
I think rather than setting number-based goals, especially early on, it's much better to set, like, how would I put this? Like, not necessarily like goalposts, but like things that you want to achieve that aren't quantifiable. Like, I want people to feel comfy in my streams, or I want to make sure that I improve on like my audio settings between streams. Little things that you have control over are very important, and they will add up. You don't get to control whether or not someone by chance decides to click on your stream.
That's true.
You can control the experience that they have when they get there. So temper your expectations, absolutely, and just be aware of what you want out of it and what you are bringing to the table that people would actually watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always tell people, like, focus on the definites, because like numbers are not definites, but how you compose yourself is a definite. You could always be like, oh well, maybe I want to like, you know, like alter the quality of my my audio, or maybe I want to spend some more time like focusing on like the marketing or something. Even if it doesn't work, it's like that's something that you are contributing to your stream, and that's pretty much things that you can control. So yeah, I think another thing, because I do see this sort of happen a lot in VTubing community in particular, is that like you'll see like people like forever in pre-debut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing is that, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, like a lot of valid reasons for that as well, but also don't be afraid to get yourself out there, like without having 100% of your things, because like say for example, if like you don't have a model, it's like, okay, start off with a PNG tuber. You can literally have a PNG tuber that is like free clip art or something.
Yeah.
just to try it out. And you know, there's a lot of other things too. Maybe you don't have alerts set up and stuff. There's a lot of free alerts that you can use. Like in the meantime, there's free music and stuff. So everything is like really really accessible. And I think like no matter what, I think like no matter what, like how good your debut is or like how prepared you are and stuff, like I don't think anyone is truly like 100% prepared for like what is to come. There's always going to be growth, and so like don't be afraid to start whenever.
Yeah.
I started with a self-drawn PNG and free overlay assets that didn't match like my color scheme or anything, but were colors that I liked, that I got off of like Stream Elements or something. And there's a clip floating around from back then where my audio was not only crunchy, but only came in through the left ear.
No.
You just gotta pick things that, oh my god, Bear's talking about it too. Yeah. You just gotta pick things and work on them bit by bit. But I also strongly agree with just stream. It doesn't have to be perfect. Decide if you like it, work on it as you go. You don't have to be perfect. And then I know that there are people that have, for some gosh darn reason, been around since I first hit affiliate, and they're still around, and they're happy to have been able to been there the whole time. So you might find people that actually like what you're doing, even if you are crunchy left ear audio.
I think that's also too like a huge plus, is that people like to see your growth, like your personal growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have like some more specific stuff, I guess, to say, where like, or it's not that specific, but I feel like a lot of people, like, you should really you know, give yourself a test run period to see whether you even like streaming first.
Yeah.
Because like I mentioned before, a lot of people find out it's not for them. So like, and Said was talking about people get stuck in pre-debut forever, and I think that a lot of focus is put on debuts because it's like big shining moment, and a lot of people make a huge deal out of it. Hold on, I just saw a bug and I really need to squish it.
Oh god.
This happens more often than I'd like whenever I'm in call with Hero. Like, she always has a bug crawling.
Okay, the bug has ended. Anyways,
The bug is ended.
anyways, so like, yeah, I think, what was I saying? Oh yeah, people get stuck in pre-debut, and I think that people put a lot of weight on like, oh, debut is a big deal, but I think that it actually creates just a lot of pressure and expectations, and it's not necessarily as important as you think it is, because a lot of people will have big numbers pulled in on their debut, and then they'll fall a lot across the next couple of streams. They get super disappointed. So I think that debut doesn't actually matter nearly as much as people make it out to be, and even if you just kind of start out without a real big debut and you like just grow slowly over time, I think that's maybe mentally easier than having a debut and experiencing the rise and fall and all the tension and all of the like expectations that you have for yourself. Because when you put that much like stock and effort into an event like that, you know, you can't help but have some expectations.
Yeah.
And if you don't like meet those expectations in the turnout or, you know, the return, then it becomes really, really discouraging. And I see a lot of people get like super like depressed and burned out after that.
Yeah.
And the other thing I would say is that you can't put all of your eggs in one basket, so you have to like use other social media and not just stay on Twitch only, because when you're not live, people have zero connection to you otherwise. So like using social media and like connecting with people off of stream is really important. And the other thing is, don't complain about not getting attention.
Yeah, that's true.
On your social media. Like, I see people do it all the time. People always like go and throw themselves a pity party on Twitter or something, or they're like, I'm thinking about quitting, no one's been coming to my streams, no one talks, no one watches me. And it just, you know, when you talk about like, oh, my poor me, no one's paying attention to me, it just like, yeah, people might feel kind of bad for you and they throw you some like pity comments, but it just looks really bad. And it can really turn people off, and you're just making the situation worse for yourself. So don't do that. You're just hurting yourself in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with all your points. Like, I think, not along with like tempering your expectations, right? You have to kind of really think about what you want to get out of it, because, you know, as an indie VTuber, you have a lot of options. Like, you don't have to, you know, shoot for the stars and be like this corporate entity, or like if you want to go corporate, that's like something, you know, that's a goal for you to work on. But you don't, like, just because you're VTubing and you're streaming, like, you don't have to, you know, conform to that expectation that like, oh, you have to do so well, like this has to become your like new job. Like, you just do it if you really like, if that brings you joy. Because there's a lot of work. Like, you have to understand, like, if you want to go corporate, if you want to do like become like a full-time streamer and like all these things, there is a lot of work that goes into it. Like Hiro said, like, you have to be on top of your social media, you have to be like on the Twitter, on the TikTok, and like you have to have like be active on the Discord, like all these things, because people are going to want to interact with you like outside of stream. And a lot of like a lot of formulas that big streamers do right now don't necessarily work for younger streamers or like smaller streamers that, you know, they don't necessarily have to interact with their community like at all. Like some people don't even read their chat because, you know, they're so big, people come just to watch and like not interact. Like, it's easy to find them because their numbers are so high that, you know, they're pushed to like the front of every algorithm. But as a smaller streamer, you have to be like putting yourself out there, and like Kieran said, you know, you can't control who shows up to your stream, but you can control like how they feel when they're in there. You can control like how often you post, what you post, and you know, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
But you don't have to do that, you know? Like if you think about it, you know, if you think about all the work that goes into that kind of thing, you can be like, you know, maybe I don't want to exert that much effort into this streaming thing. Maybe I could just do it as a hobby, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. You can just do it for fun and, you know, stream games to your friends and have a community and all that, and you don't have to have those expectations. I think that's something cool about being an indie VTuber, personally. I think being able to have that option and not feeling stuck like, oh, I have to like make all this content because I want to do, you know, the big leagues. You know, you don't have to do that.
Not everyone has to be the professional, like top of the tier ladder, like competitive.
Mm-hmm. We also got a question from Shiro Nairo. What do you recommend to get your first few viewers or chatters? Honestly, network. I think if you show up to a lot of other like people who have a similar vibe to you, if you show up to their streams, or you know, if you talk to them and actually get to know them, they're gonna want to come visit your stream eventually. Like maybe they're curious about what you do. I think like if you're genuine, people are gonna want to, you know, support you as well. Because if your support is genuine, then, you know, other people will want to support you too. But it's definitely hard, yeah.
There's a balance to be struck between I'm networking so that you come visit my streams and I actually enjoy your content, and any kind of like relationship or friendship that develops off of this is the main like goal. That, or like if you come to my stream, that's a bonus. Don't go like I don't even know how to phrase this well. It's important to network, but try to make genuine connections at the same time. Even if it's just I'm casual, friendly acquaintances with this person, and sometimes we'll pop in each other's streams. That's totally fine. You don't have to be their best friend, but don't just use people for clout, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to be genuine in your support. Yeah.
I will say.
Go Sid.
Okay. I will say that there are a fair amount of people in the VTubing community that do care a lot about clout, though. So it is sort of like like I've definitely heard stories where like people will try to like collab and stuff via like certain like VTubing discords and stuff, and then not get much out of it because like no one, you know, everyone's just focused on themselves and stuff. So it is sort of hard to make some meaningful connections like out of the blue. But I do think like in order to get your first viewers, like I mean, you have your friend. Like if you have friends around, you could probably like ask like, you know, if they can just like hop by your stream, and then like then they can, because you know you're like closer to them, you could probably ask for advice as well in terms of like, oh, what did you like, what did you like not like, and stuff, and then there and then so.
I agree. I started streaming again with a couple of friends and Bear basically watching, but while technically you're like seeding the chat, there's people there to help you out, and it's still as like it helps get people in the door to give you a chance. If you don't try to stack the deck in your favor, you're gonna have even harder of a time, and it's already hard enough in the sea of 10 million one viewer streamers out there to get someone to go, I'm gonna click on this one view streamer.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of like VTubers or other streamers, they'll interact with other VTubers with the expectation that, oh, if I'm friends with this person, then they'll show up in my stream all the time. And I think that that's actually not a realistic expectation to have, because you know, as we said, like streaming is it's a lot of work, and because of that, most of the people don't have time to actually check out other people's streams all the time.
Yeah.
And so I think most of people's viewers are not going to be other content creators actually. So
Yeah, that's also very true.
yeah, so and I know a lot of people get like kind of disappointed when they find out, oh, this person I talked to on social media is not really watching my streams, but I think it's actually very unusual for like content creators to show up to each other's streams all the time
Yeah.
because everyone's really busy and we're not busy, we're tired because you know we spend so much time like either on live or preparing for live anyway, and we don't want to spend all of our time doing that. So
It's
like
also important to keep in mind that like if you're interacting with people on something like Twitter, the types of people that use these different platforms don't always overlap. Like there's a ton of people that'll follow a bunch of VTubers and get huge amounts of like attention on Twitter, and that's absolutely fine. It's branding and all that is important, but it's not going to translate into numbers when you hit go live. And
yeah,
people have very skewed expectations on things like that because Twitter is like bite-sized content, instant gratification. You see the thing, you hit like or retweet, you scroll past, it's gone. Twitch, you're literally committing to sit there and pay attention to something, and the people who want to do that is a different group of people than the people that are going to interact with things frequently on Twitter, and you just need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
yeah, because I see a lot of people on Twitter have like 8K, 10K followers, and then when they stream they have like 5 viewers. And like it's their expectations are like, oh, I'm gonna have like tons of viewers because I have like 10K Twitter followers, but the people following them on Twitter are following them for their Twitter content most of the time.
Yeah, and this is part of why I haven't really put any effort into doing anything with like TikTok also, because I don't really want the vibe of the general TikTok crowd. But the people who are using TikTok are the people who want little 20-second funny haha clips. My stream is more about the overall content and the overall broadcast and experience. I'm not constantly going to be making little quips and jokes, and that's not the target audience that I'd be reaching.
Exactly.
No Zoomer chat. It true.
No Zoomer
I'm
chat.
too boomer for them.
I'm right up there with you, sister.
I think technically my age range is like right in between millennial and Zoomer, and so I'm not having an identity crisis. I don't know which one I'm supposed to be. Am I a TikToker or am I? What do the millennials use?
Nothing.
No.
Our social media.
We're all too busy working all the time.
True though. You say it as if it's supposed to be a joke, but
Tumblr? Oh no!
No. I liked Tumblr while it lasted.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Friendster?
Oh no!
What
Do you
is
guys ever
Friendster?
were you ever into Multiply? Do you guys ever like have
What?
a Multiply website?
What is that?
It's like a blog. It was like a blogging thing that was also like Friendster. Was that not like an American thing? A lot of people I knew had a Multiply.
I don't think so.
Oh
But
my
you
god!
had Zanga,
Oh, I did have a Zanga. Gaia Online.
Neopet student.
Neopet.
oh,
I never had a MySpace, but I had a Gaia Online.
let's go.
Wow.
I'll need to liquidate all of my assets on Gaia and commission art. Let's do it.
What we
None
gotta
of your
do?
assets on Gaia mean anything now. The economy is so inflated. They had to make a new currency.
I've got
Oh no.
too much.
They had to make a new currency to
Recently, it
deal
was
with the
relevant in my
inflation.
life.
Oh no. Going down the Gaia Online rabbit hole. What song played on your Gaia profile page? Oh god. That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it was something from Evanescence. Ah no! But
Nothing
yes.
like walking around on Gaia and walking into your house and seeing strangers in your house, like doing things in your house.
I never had a house. What?
What?
I never.
Yeah, you did. Everyone had a house.
I didn't have a house.
Everyone had a house. It's just you had like it might not have been decorated.
Oh, I just went on the forums.
Oh,
Yeah, I never really got into towns or anything. I mostly just used the forums and just dress up.
All right, stream over, guy. Okay. Anyway,
sorry.
we can talk
Derailed it.
about Gaia later. A good tangent though. Let's see. This is another question from somebody on Twitter. I don't remember who their name was though. But this one was a bit hard for me to understand, but let's see if you guys can make sense of it. With technology in the VTuber space constantly getting better, is there a feature you becomes doable or easier to do in 2022? So I think what they're asking is like, is there a feature we would like to see in VTubing in 2022?
I have to think about that for a second.
I think, well, there's oh yeah, that's true, Mochi. There have been a lot of like the hand tracking for 2D. That's been like on the works for a little bit. I think that it's fully released now, so I think people just need the rigging. But more technology. I would like for them to I don't remember what it was called, but the feature I want the most is the being able to have all of your models like for collabing, like all like moving models in one like browser source.
Oh yeah.
That's what I
yeah,
want.
Yeah.
But I forgot,
That'd
like,
be huge.
yeah, I haven't, like, I completely forgot about the ones that I was like following, because there was people like there were people trying to get that working last year, but I haven't heard anything much from it since. I know there's like convoluted ways to get it to work, but it wasn't like really widespread, and I think I'd really like that in 2022, so I might have to go look that up.
I think Nijima Live supports that, but everybody has to be using Nijima Live for that to work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Japanese only.
Yeah, it requires like specific server hostings or something like that.
Yeah, it's difficult. Oh, Denchi is working on it. I knew it. Denchi's goated.
Okay, so people are working on it. Are there any other features like VTubing that you guys would like to see?
I think it's kind of more, in my mind, a matter of like the technology and then understanding of it kind of becoming more widespread. Like you can find really basic rigging easily, and you can find really nutty rigging that pushes the boundaries of what people thought was possible if you do some searching, and people are doing brand new things all of the time with it. But people also, I think, I would like to see put more effort into understanding how both the art and rigging side of it works to come together. And then the more people kind of look into these things, the more feasible continuing to build upon it becomes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just more people looking at it and having ideas and working together to figure out how to push the boundaries of it next.
Yeah, that's true. What about you, Steve?
I guess the only things I can think about are related. They're like super specific features within Live 2D for rigging, but I don't think anyone's gonna understand what I'm talking about if I go into that right now.
No, that's fine. You can talk about it briefly. Just like
No, I think only people who are really deep into rigging are gonna understand it.
Well, we might
like,
have some people in there. You never know.
Like, I wish Live 2D could support more like layer modes, because right now it only does like multiply and it only supports like 3 different layer modes right now.
Like multiply and screen, I think, or like add. Or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it'd be cool if it can support more layer types, so I wouldn't have to keep converting my layers when I prepare files for it.
All your shiny highlights aren't as shiny anymore.
Yeah, now I have to make them into a regular layer.
Yeah. Stinky.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of things that you can do with VTubing already.
Mm-hmm.
But so I guess if there's anything that I would want, it's mostly just if we could just have it like sort of more accessible in like one package. Because right now it's like, okay, if you want to do something like cool, then you have to like research a lot on your own, experiment with it and stuff, and probably use like 2 or 3 programs or something to do it. So then like when you're trying to do, or at least I don't know, maybe I'm pretty sure like other people have this problem where they have like 5 to 6 programs open when they stream, because there's like, okay, well, there's like Stream Deck, but also there's Touch Portal, and also there's like VTube Studio, and also this thing, and so it's like there's like too much. So if there was a way, like, you know, if there was a well, I think VTube Studio is getting very like it's always constantly updating with like new features and stuff. So like I guess as the time goes on, then maybe a lot of it will just be integrated into like 1 or 2 programs. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a really neat feature I'd like as well, because I have so many windows open on my other monitor.
Yeah. We need an all-in-one kind of hub for a lot of these things.
There's also a second part to this question. What was your favorite moment in your career in 2021? Favorite moment. Favorite moment. I think mine was actually the 6-month anniversary, and chat ordered pizza, and it was actually really delicious. I was expecting it to be disgusting, and you guys actually ordered me a really good pizza. So that was fun.
Chat's not allowed to be nice. What are you talking about?
I know, what the heck?
I don't know what you're talking about. My chat's nice to me except for Ethan.
Except for Ethan getting singled out.
Yeah, same, except Check's always bullying.
True!
My Check is so nice to me. He always comes to stream and he's always like, I love you and miss you. And
The duality of Mr. D's.
well, what's with the humongous shift in personality here?
Check's always bullying me and making me cry.
I'm the only one that Check likes in this chat. I think my favorite, I don't know if I'd say my favorite moment, but like, maybe it's not a moment, but the constant evolution of the Eero bun.
Oh, yes.
I made it as like this tiny doodle just to like act as a placeholder thing for my loading screen, because, you know, artist, I have to make all my assets myself, because I look at things and I'm like, I could make that myself instead of commission people like a smart person. So it was supposed to be a placeholder, but then like people got attached to it and I got attached to it, and it grew into a creature with lore, because I don't have lore for myself. There's only lore for the bun.
What's
And
the
then I
lore?
actually- it's buoyant, it floats, it swims, it flies, it's violent, it invades,
It's violent. I like that one.
it's impact resistant,
I like the lore.
it's always struggling, the mouth doesn't move when it makes sound. It's very fast.
I like this sales pitch.
And I don't know, I just really enjoyed the constant evolution of it as a figure and a character on the stream, and that, you know, I got to make plushes of it, and everybody was so into, you know, the bun lore and everything. So not a moment, but it was my favorite unexpected thing to come out of it, I guess.
Like development, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Kiwen? You have a favorite moment from 2021?
I honestly don't know if I could say I have a favorite singular moment. I I think if there's anything that I would like talk about specifically, it's again less of a moment and more of like realizing, oh my god, there's like actually a community forming here, and people are nice, not just to me but to each other, and like they don't care that I'm married and they like Bear. Like just noticing that people like that there are nice people out there, and some of them are hanging out here, and we're just having a good time, and it's a happy thing, and that was nice.
I'm gonna cry. Yeah, that's such a good feeling. Aww.
Everyone loved Bear.
Everyone
true.
loved Bear.
Bear is so popular. All of our significant others are so popular on stream.
Yeah.
Whenever significant others show up, everyone in chat is always like, yes!
Yeah. We love to see it.
Correct reaction.
My
If anybody was mean to my significant other, I would ban them.
good. Yes.
Get out of here.
I will fight them with you. Why is
Free bear.
Free Bear is good to have? It's Free Bear. What about you, Sade? Do you have a favorite moment?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of banger moments, you know, but I think my favorite is just like whenever like my chat gets like extremely confused and they're like, wait, what the heck is going on? I don't understand what this stream is, like what's happening and stuff like that. I think those are my favorite moments. Cause like I'm like when that happens, I'm like, this is a successful stream to me.
Yeah, I
If
get
there's
what you
too many
mean.
question marks, you know? Like,
Yeah. That's exactly how I felt. Well, less confusion, but more like in all when I did the re-debut and I did the video and everyone was like, "What is this?" and I was like just sitting here watching you guys react, and it was really good.
yeah, debut streams are always like super hype.
Mm.
Especially yours.
Aw,
Your
thank
debut was super
you.
nice.
I was worried that I felt like I should have done like more hype like games or something, because I did whatever.
No, you did what you wanted, and you had so many like hype. Your video and everything was everybody loved that.
Yeah, I'm so happy. Labor of love. Were
You
so-
worked so hard on it.
I did. I'm happy it panned out and everybody liked it. Sorry, Say, did you have to like finish your thought? I feel like I interrupted you.
Oh, honestly, I don't think I did. I just said a sound and I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think that far ahead, you know? So.
Okay. I think that's that question. Thank you, Twitter person that I forgot. These are supposed to be anonymous even, but like, you know. Here's another. I did get a question from Ailey, but I think there's a similar question coming up later, so I'll address that when we get to it. But our next marshmallow is, did you debut before VTubing? What are your thoughts on streaming without a model? We did kind of talk about this earlier.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Yeah. But it's just I think you should just start. I think we're of the consensus that you should just hit the go live button, see what happens, and see if you enjoy it. And like,
If you have
yeah.
no previous streaming experience and
Yeah.
you want to do VTubing, it is a massive investment to get all of the stuff together that you would need to straight up properly debut or whatever. And imagine if you just go, wow, wait, this isn't it for me. I don't like talking this much, or I'm not really feeling socializing here, or I'm just not
Yeah.
enjoying it for some other reason. You've suddenly just like invested a ridiculous amount of money into models and overlays and transitions and all this other stuff, like videos and stuff that people do to have a real debut that is usually funded by a big corporation in the way that it's like had the expectations set up. Don't do that to yourself. Start small. It's okay to build your way up, and if you build a community along the way, they'll be excited when you get to upgrade things and improve on things.
yeah.
Stream stream first.
Exactly. Like you gotta think about like what makes you happy and what you're comfortable doing. Because if you're uncomfortable whilst you're streaming, people are gonna pick up on that energy. That's not gonna be a fun experience for them because it's not fun for you. Let's see. How do you guys feel about like I think there's a lot of people who want to be like get into VTubing. Like for example on Twitch there's like the VTuber tag. A lot of people, like even if they're like PNG tubing, they feel a bit weird like using the VTuber tag, like they don't count. So do you feel like like I personally I'm of the mind of like yes, you count, so you should use it, but like is there anything you can say to people like that like assure them that you count? if that makes sense.
I kind of said this earlier, but I think VTubing is just, I think Sade kind of rephrased what I said earlier as well, where it's just it's gonna become like it's already becoming just another medium of presenting yourself when streaming, and the title and the tag of VTuber ultimately means kind of less and less in the grand scheme of things in it being like an official thing per se. So at the end of the day, everyone is just a streamer, so
yeah,
it doesn't matter that much if you are a real VTuber or not, because VTubing is just a way for people to present themselves when streaming. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. I think this one goes really quick because we kind of talked a lot about it earlier. So we can move on to the next marshmallow. What's something that surprised you about streaming other than the amazing support? Will there be official Mofuwa Cafe merch, and when will comms be open? So this is a three-part. We'll get to the other ones eventually. But well, what surprised you about streaming? You find anything that you've enjoyed, or maybe thought that you'd enjoy more about it?
As somebody who is really, really, really introverted, it's way easier to get into the mindset and flow of streaming than I expected. I already knew that I enjoyed streaming from before I did VTubing because I had streamed some beforehand, but just in general, it's like, oh, I am capable of just rambling whatever I'm thinking for hours on end. Yeah, apparently that's something that I can do all right. And oh, people think I'm funny? What the heck? Y'all are weird.
You're so funny.
Big entertain.
I still don't see it, but people apparently do, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, I think I feel sort of similarly where, given what I know about myself and my level of social energy, which is way down in the pits, like all the time, super introverted, because, people exhaust me. Talking exhausts me in particular. Verbal things, like I can't listen to YouTube videos of people talking or podcasts because I just get so overwhelmed. I'm like, I need to escape. Too many words. And so the concept of like streaming and talking all the time for a few hours consistently, like a few times a week, like I was just, from the beginning, I was kind of just pretty sure that streaming was not going to be like something that I would be that good at. And I don't know why I decided to go with it anyway. Actually, that was a weird decision on my part, but I'm glad I did. Because it was very illogical of me, but I decided to try it out anyway. And I guess the like Karen said, the big surprise for me was that it actually was, I found I was kind of somewhat comfortable with it, in that I could manage doing it a few times a week and talking for a few hours, and it was, it's still tiring because it takes a lot of social energy, but it was not the humongous crash and burn I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, the surprise was you surprised yourself at
I
being,
did.
enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sade?
Yeah, I think I'm sort of in a similar boat where, like, I mean, cause I guess, like, if there's anything that made me, like, more confident about streaming, it's a fact that, cause I used to stream, like, way back in 2014 or something, and, I wasn't really enjoying it that much, and I think a lot of it was because, like, I had a lot of, like, anxiety, when it comes to that, but, like, eventually I ended up, streaming, like last year, just like turn the game on, and then I was like I was like doing so badly in this game, like I was just dying like a million times, but like people were watching till like 7 a.m. and I was like, wait, I feel like I've progressed like 5 minutes into the game in like 8 hours, and like people are fine with that. people enjoyed the fact of, I guess they enjoyed watching me fail, and I was like, I could go with it. Like I feel like there's like less stress,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once I just like stop worrying too much about like the content and just like being more comfortable with myself, I think that was like something that was really what changed streaming for me.
Yeah. I think, like, the fact that we're all introverted and we were able to find a medium in which to express ourselves and to, like, share our gaming experiences. And, it makes it okay for us because there's no, like going back to, like, webcamming and junk. There's a different vibe with the VTubing, and I think it helps a lot. At least personally for me, it helps a lot. With like, with the stage pressure, because I get stage fright pretty bad in real life, but I think VTubing like actually helped me become less scared of it. I think now I really truly feel like if I were to go up on stage and talk to people, I could do that. I think I think I could do that. Like, I think it was mainly because wow, I've never sung in front of people, but then I did my first karaoke stream and I was like, wow, that was actually really fun, and people were really nice about it. And
As they should.
You're threatening people already. But yeah, I think just like, because streaming in of itself is a performance, right? Like, even if you're just being yourself, there's like a certain level of performance that goes into it, because at the end of the day, right, you're doing a show and you're trying to entertain people and have a good time yourself, but also make sure other people have a good time. And I think like learning that in the last year really helped me kind of not be as scared. And yeah, I guess that's that's something that surprised me, is that I feel more confident, strangely enough. Like, even without the like, without, I don't want to say hiding, but like without the VTuber model, like I feel like more myself in real life. So that's really cool.
I definitely have some of the same feelings, and like, I'm a very anxious and self-conscious person, and I always like, it's very, very easy for me to like imagine the worst of things and just be nervous, because that's just the kind of experiences that I've had. But somehow all of this has helped me, like, not specifically fully accept it, but get closer to the line of thinking of, oh, there is something like positive here. People enjoy me as a person. I'm not garbage. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of feeling. It's like, I'm not getting like cocky or feeling like, yeah, I'm so cool, like this is awesome, but just like accepting myself and that there's good stuff there somewhere. I guess a little bit more.
Yeah.
Kieran's confidence mom check.
More self-acceptance. We love to see it. Want that for everybody. You know?
Bear may sass me constantly in chats, but when I say things like this to him in reality, he says things like, yeah, I married you. I knew this all along.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course he knew. Otherwise, he wouldn't have married you.
Heck. Oh no, he's taking back things.
Okay, never mind. Kieran. No, you guys are so cute. Best couple, any OTP. But next part of the question is, will there be official Mofuwa Cafe merch? Actually, that is in the works. Yeah, we're trying to put some stuff together for this year. So we we have some things in mind. It's not like super big or anything, but we're trying to get some stuff working this year. So if you'd like to come support us, please buy our stuff when they go on sale.
Support.
Yeah, support. And then the next part, when will comms be open? I know several of us do commissions. Sade doesn't anymore, but if you hop on her stream, sometimes she'll do like a little sketch for you. And, you know, you should give her a follow.
Sade is busy making bank.
True. She's a very busy gremlin. All right. But Miss Kieran, Miss Iro, do you have any ideas if you want to accept any more commissions, or if you're taking any more, and what kind of commissions you'd like to offer?
I had a lot of people asking for like months now because I've been closed for a while because I was super busy in the fall. But I think I probably will open for something like next month, I guess. It'll probably be like just regular illustrations of some kind. I don't think I'm ready to take on more models again yet. That was every time I take on like a model commission, it's like a big deal.
Yeah, it's a lot of
And
work.
recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're telling me that designing, drawing, and splitting up and thinking about splitting up a billion layers of stuff and then sometimes communicating with the rigger afterwards and all of that, that's work? Excuse me?
Usually I am the rigger.
Oh my god.
Depleted all my brain cells. I have to recover them. Yeah.
Look
Maybe
forward
next month.
to Iro's illustrations. Please support her. You don't need to skeb. We have
Well,
skeb with Iro.
We have Seb at home.
We have skeb with Iro. What about you, Miss Kieran? Miss Kieran, if you didn't know, she does like emo commissions. I think she also does some animated ones right now too with Live 2D. Do you still do the chibi models?
Technically they are open. It's just I haven't really advertised them in ages because I feel like there's stuff that I could do to redesign, like the base that I've used and everything. I plan on redoing my chibi model as well someday. But yeah, technically I am open for commissions for emotes and the like, but I'm also desperately trying to fill up my own emote slots that I did not expect to have so many of so soon. So yeah.
You have a lot of catch up.
I'm never stopped work, send help. I'm not even artiste. Send help.
You are an artist. I'm gonna scream.
You're making art that you're using. Isn't that pretty artiste?
Yeah.
Dude, your
I'm
emotes
doing
are
it because
so
I'm
good.
saving money though.
But
That
you're
was-
using
okay,
them.
the initial feeling was like, okay, I'm gonna make my own emotes so that we don't have to spend a bunch of money on emotes, and they'll be placeholders, and then maybe we upgrade them someday. And then I'm like, wait, I'm kind of getting a little bit better each time I do them. But then I'm caught in this cycle of, oh god, I have slots to fill. Oh god, the old ones look different now. Oh god, I can fix this. And it never ends.
Yeah. That's how I
Hello.
felt when I did the re-debut, and I didn't even think about emotes, and then someone was like, oh, so are we getting updated emotes? And I was like, I could probably do the same thing. And then that person was like, oh, but your hair's different. And I was like, I have to redo my emotes.
Please, I want to draw something that's normal art and not emotes for once in my life.
Yes,
Get me out of
yes.
here.
I feel that.
It's good to branch out because I know exactly how you feel because for a long time I only did chibi commissions and I was like, this is all I'm doing. I haven't drawn a normal person in so long, and I honestly, like, when I came back to it, I didn't remember how to draw a real person. I was struggling so hard with the proportions because all I did was chibis for like years, and yeah,
I feel that.
it's exhausting. But yeah, it's good to take a step back and draw what you want to draw, you know?
Yeah, it's one of my, this year, I don't really do New Year's resolutions or whatever, but a general goal,
Yeah.
once I have my emotes all settled and everything, because that has to be the first goal, is like practice art fundamentals and things that aren't drawing tiny little blob emotes.
Yeah!
Same.
We should all hop in call together and like practice stuff together. It'd be really fun.
Kels and I bought these anatomy books last year, and we haven't really made any headway in them, even though we were so excited. We were like, we're gonna get so learned up in here with these anatomy books. And we
then
got so busy.
we just got yeah. We can go Mofuwa training schools where we learn to draw better stuff. Yes. Anatomy.
Yeah.
That could be like, honestly, like maybe like a weekly or like sub-weekly thing. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, actually. Just let us know, guys, if you'd like to, you know, take part. You know, we could even make it a stream. Who knows? Maybe you
Yeah.
could just do a Discord event. Who knows?
We
Art
can all
challenge.
learn together,
Yeah.
including chat.
We
Yeah.
can all wrinkle our brains in tandem.
My brain is so wrinkled. With stress.
My
The
brain
wrong
is
kind
so
of wrinkles.
raisin looking brain there.
Raisin looking brain. Oh yes, this could be a thing. Let us know. Next, Marshmallow. What got you into VTubing? Was it a spur of the moment decision or an idea you thought about for a while but weren't sure you'd actually end up doing? I definitely thought about it for a while.
I did not.
For
I
me, it's somewhere like between the two in a super weird way.
yeah. Like you thought about it, but you just hopped in like halfway through.
Yeah, well, Bear suggested it to me because he was like, you liked streaming, why don't you do this? Like, this is a thing now and it could be fun. And to a degree, it was just like, you know what? Sure, let's do it. But also, I am the queen of overthinking literally everything.
Yeah.
So like every waking moment was consumed by like, oh god, what do I do about this? Oh no, I need to find like the perfect XYZ. It was both. It was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then, oh my god, there's so much to do.
Yeah.
Heck.
You do it
think
so
I
well,
spent maybe-
queen.
I think I spent maybe a total of 2 days thinking about it, and then I was like, okay, we'll do it.
Yeah. What about you, Sade?
I think mine was immediate, but I've been thinking about it about because I like the idea of like like Yoko Taro not like showing his face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And and I've always felt like I wanted to do that like for a long time because I don't really ever post like pictures of myself and stuff. And I think I webcam like once or twice ever. So so it was something that I wanted to do, and I also used to have a PNG tuber before I knew what VTubing was.
Yeah.
Because I used to, well, I mean, it was like a furry thing because I was Rumble, but but it was like a voice activated thing that I used to do when I played League. But yeah, so basically, I didn't know what a VTuber was until Kaos debuted, because I thought VTuber was like a website, and so once Kaos like debuted, I'm like, wait, what the heck is this? And then like then I like tweeted out like, oh, can someone like link me VTuber stuff? And then like I guess all my like friends are weebs, so they just link me like so many things, and to this day I still get like daily material I have to watch. So but yeah, like I got into like that like watching a bunch of these YouTubers and stuff, and I ended up getting like having Oshis and stuff. I'm like, you know what, I'll just do this. And then I literally had like a MS Paint looking. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was my troll VTuber, and I just showed my friend. I'm like, I'm gonna VTube. So yeah, I think that was like an immediate like random spur of the moment. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely thought about it for a long time because I didn't think that the technology would be so accessible until I started seeing a lot of people like, oh, like I'm making my own VTuber model and I'm learning to rig it myself. I'm like, hey, that's freaking cool. Like we have the technology, because for a long time it was just like, you know, like Kizuna Eye, and it's just like it felt like that kind of like tracking and stuff was only available to like big companies in my brain. I thought that was like how it worked, but then there was like a lot of resources coming out for like the indie scene, and you know, it made me think like I could do this, but I never really did it until like I think Hollow Myth did their debut, and I was like, wow, like there's actually a market for this like overseas, because it felt very much like a Japanese thing, right? A lot of the VTubers were like Japanese, and like the community mainly that I saw were all like Japanese, or they could read Japanese and understand. And I didn't think that, like, you know, like I don't know why, but you know, because there are a lot of weebs over here, but like I didn't think that it would be so widely accepted over here, because I guess a lot of people, like everybody wants to be anime, right? So yeah, it kind of surprised me, and I was like, well, you know, I could do this and I could, you know, give it a try. And then I started seeing like a lot of my artist friends on Twitter, and they were like, yeah, I'm thinking about VTubing, or like curious about VTubing. And that's actually like the beginnings of a Mofuwa Cafe, where like I reached out to like Iro and Ugu and be like, you wanna like make a VTuber group together and stuff? And then Sade was like, yeah, I'm interested, but like, you know, I don't know like when it'll happen, because, you know, she was really busy at the time. And I told her like, oh, there's always a spot for you if you want it. Then she like, you know, got prepped and like made her model and did her like sick debut, and you know, here we are. Yeah.
Is VTube a website?
Is VTube a website?
Dude, I thought VTuber was someone who like YouTuber, but it's on VTube.
Right.
YouTube, VTube, MeTube, WeTube.
I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense to me now that you've explained it. But next marshmallow is I guess it's kind of on topic. First impressions of the other Mofuwa girls. We can start from left to right. How about you, Sade?
I mean, I know you for a long time. So. I mean, yeah, I think, okay, because I was the baby VTuber at the time, everyone else. So, well, okay, I already knew Ugu Bear and I already knew Cal, so I didn't know Iro and yeah, like some other people at the time. But I think I was a little bit, you know, not. Or I was intimidated, you know.
What?
But then, yeah, I was intimidated. But then, like, y'all are all gremlins. So, like, freaking Iro, like, okay, first of all, she got me on these like chips and stuff.
All the chips.
Yeah, and then like she got me into like stationery and stuff like that. And then I think like every single chat that we have like as a Mofuwa group ends up being really cursed. So
True.
yeah. So I think it's all like really chill now.
Hey, I'm glad that you feel comfortable now. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think literally the first impression that I had of Iro, where I was like, oh, maybe I'm not so intimidating, was because on her stream people were just memeing about jalapeno donuts.
Oh no. we were having some cursed food conversations. I don't even remember how the jalapeno donuts happened, but I remember it stuck with Sade and it left a deep impression. She
Mark
kept
for
asking
life.
about it afterwards, and I had no explanation to give her.
It just happens, you know?
It just kind of happened.
What about you, Miss Kewin? How did you feel meeting the rest of the girls for the first time?
I'm definitely like the most outsider of the Mofuwa girls. Like, most of y'all had at least some sort of connection from like the art world and everything, and I'm just here like, oh, these people are cool. I'm hanging out in their streams, ooh. And then eventually it's like y'all are like, oh yeah, that's Kieran. She exists, and I'm like, oh god, wait, what do I do? Panic. I don't know. When I first started streaming again, kind of all of you guys, the Mofuwa girls, so to speak, were sort of like one of my big inspirations of like, I want to be like part of a group like that where everyone is just really sweet and cozy and nice. And that's
Yeah, I actually Kieran would just always stop by the streams, and then eventually we just like talked a lot, and we have a lot in common, like IRL. Like not just like, yeah, like not just like stuff we like, just like stuff like in common IRL. Anyway, like we got really close, and then eventually I just like, I wanted to like, I had my eye on Kieran for a long time because I'm always like looking for people to scout for Mofuwa and stuff, but I had my eye on Kieran for a long time, and I was like, you know, Kieran would be like perfect. Like she's just a really cool person, and I'm so glad that I asked you and that you said yes, because I'm having a great time with you, everybody here, and thank you for giving us a chance.
That's my line. What are you doing saying that?
I'm Carrie, you Kieran. Thank you for being so sweet all the time.
Thank you guys for being amazing.
Oh, thank you. This is a prime example of making good connections, because you know we found a genuine connection with Kieran, and now we're all friends and having a good time. So you know, there you go.
Technically networking, but actually started with, all right, I like this content, I'ma chill here. Oh, it's actually cozy, maybe I'll talk. Oh wait, now we're friends.
Now we're friends. It just all happened just very naturally, and it, you know, it's good vibes all around. Well, thank you for your question. Oh, we're going back to PNG. How do you feel about PNG tubing? I know while most Mofuwa members debuted with live 2D models, are any of you who tried, are there any of you who tried PNG tubing? I think Sade and Kieran, right? I sort of did some PNG tubing when I didn't know what it was. I just had a PNG, it didn't move or anything.
Yeah, I was garbage little self-drawn PNG TV, eventually upgraded to art somebody drew as a commission for me, eventually upgraded to model PNG to slowly eventually moving model.
So what about you, Eero? Did you ever have PNG tubing? Did you ever like know?
No, I just kind of, well, I don't know. I have this like bad habit of like overcommitting to something sometimes, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but I thought about PNG tubing first, but then I was like, oh, this would be such a good opportunity for me to like learn how to do live 2D. So then I was like, I'm just gonna wait until I like figure out the live 2D thing. But then I ended up stressing myself out trying to learn live 2D in 2 weeks. But then at the end of it, I was like, okay, well, I mean, we'll just go for it now. So.
And it worked out.
Yeah, it's just when I finished the drawing, I was like, okay, let's just start rigging immediately. And then I thought, well, I'm rigging already, so I don't want to wait. I'll just spend 2 weeks rigging,
Yeah.
and then we'll just go for it.
I remember you were talking, like, you were giving us updates on your model and stuff, and you just posted the art, the finished art on the Discord, and then like, I don't know, maybe 2 hours later, like it didn't seem like a lot of time, just like a few hours later, you were already rigging it. I'm like, how did you just cut this up in this amount of time? You're insane. Like, you're so fast.
I was cutting it as I went, so.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it is a interesting development because you just zoomed straight into rigging, and your model looked so good. Like, you just made it yourself and you debuted, and it was great.
Kels.
Okay, next.
Kels is
Marshmallow.
flattering me.
I always flattered the girls all of the time, forever. Okay. Is Heroes a zoomer?
Am I zoomer?
This is a bit of an unrelated question. I think my stuff is out of order. I was trying to save this for last, but what were some of the best movies or TV shows you saw in 2021?
People watched movies and TV shows?
I know!
TV/Chalcedonian.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/Kieran and FM Sade and Cheerofish. Please follow them. Wait, I don't know. I didn't watch a lot because we were stuck at home. Yeah, nobody watched Arcane. I don't know. What came out on streaming services? You know?
Bold of you to think I had time to watch things.
That's true.
This is working all the time.
We have a lot of
Is this
workaholics.
2021 or
Yeah.
recently?
2021.
Okay. Yeah, Arcane. Arcane's good. I think. Let me see.
But I did
What
watch a
came out
lot of
in
movies. Yeah.
Oh, we watched Sonic X in Japanese in my server. That was a good time.
Oh my god. We did actually watch a couple movies. I watched Baby Driver for the first time. That was pretty fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
It was good. I like the soundtrack.
Yes, I like. Cause I think Edgar Wright, the person who like wrote or made the movie, like I think that was a movie that he's always wanted to do. So it's sort of like a passion project, and you can really tell with the music and like the implementation and stuff like that. It was really nice.
Yeah. Oh, was JJK 2021 or was that 2020? JJK was a good show. Did watch that. You know what? We lied. We did watch stuff. Next question. How was Mofuwa formed? Did you all just meet when you got into VTubing? We just kind of got together over time. There was like the initial group was like I reached out to like Iro and Ugu first, and then we just kind of like branched out and asked each other like, oh, did you have like anyone in mind who was looking for a group or anything like that? And then that's how we got like Koma and like Shimada and Rumi and like
Eventually everyone else.
yeah, eventually everybody else and like, you know, alumni and stuff like that. And yeah, and then honestly it was all just like, yeah, and like, you know, like Doki I think was a recommendation from Ugu. And yeah, everybody, we just kind of like started congregating after a while, like just talking to people and being like, hey, are you interested, or is like this something you'd be like you wanting to be a part of or participate in? And yeah, it felt really like natural, you know.
The only one I really knew was Kels, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew Ugu and Said by name because they're like famous. But like, Kels is the only one I kind of like knew. But we only had like a few conversations before that because a lot of, you know, we're artists who are introverted, so we follow each other on social media and then we say like a couple of nice things about each other's art and then we never interact beyond that because we're shy.
Yeah. I think I found I think Iro followed me. I think maybe we were at like a convention and then I saw her and then I followed her back and then we were just kind of like offhandedly messaging each other on like, you know, commenting and stuff as she said, and then we didn't really talk until VTubing. So I'm also thankful for VTubing for like letting me get close to Iro. She's one of my closest friends now.
We became such good friends.
Yeah. And Miss Kieran, like I said earlier, we just started chatting a lot and, you know, just like supporting each other's streams and You're such the sweetest panda I know. So
Yeah.
I
that's
just
why
saw
I
her
asked.
show up here and there, and I was like, oh, she's nice.
Yeah.
Except most of you guys stream at gremlin hours, and I must go to sleep early because
I'm
so
sorry. I try
I'm
to
so
sleep
sorry.
early, but I also don't want to conflict with your time because, you know.
I catch like 20 minutes at a time of Zero and Sade streams.
I'm so sorry. My brain
Sometimes
doesn't turn
Ubu is
off
still
until
going when I wake up in the mornings.
Yeah, that's true.
my brain doesn't activate until nighttime.
Yeah,
This is understandable.
I'm very much a night owl as well. But I feel like I get more done in a day when I stream first thing, you know? Yeah.
Oh man, that's powerful and absolutely not me.
I had to work and fight for weeks to get myself to wake up early enough, and I sometimes still show up like 20-30 minutes late to stream because I slept in. But I try.
The queen needs sleep.
Yeah. But Ugu's streams are a commitment, that's true. She'd really be up until like 5 in the morning sometimes.
She's always streaming when I end, and then I always am like, I guess, should we raid Ugu again tonight?
Yeah.
She's streaming at like super late.
The real gremlin is the bear, actually.
I always know it like 3 to 4 a.m. if I'm ending stream hella late. I'm like, alright, I'm pretty sure I already know who to raid.
She at least she's consistent. I wish I could stream that late, but I'd feel like I would perish. Okay, next. Oh, okay. So this is a question that similar to what Illy asked earlier. But how did you decide on your VTuber model? Did you consider how marketable it would be? And similarly, Ilyich asked, what do you feel was the hardest part of coming up with your character model from a design standpoint? So how did you guys decide on, like, this would be my VTuber image?
I like red pandas.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I think my okay, I definitely was not worried about marketing. I was just like, because initially, because like everyone when they see VTubers and stuff, they just think of like, oh, really like cute girl. And then so when I pitched it to my friends, I'm like, I sort of want to be a VTuber. They're like, I don't know about this one, Chief.
But you stand out.
Yeah, no, but I mean, well, I mean, they like they didn't see my design at first,
Oh.
and then and then but I just wanted to know like what they thought, and they're like, yeah, I don't know, like that doesn't really seem like your kind of thing. And then one of my best friends was like, you can only VTube if you're a gremlin, if like your design is a gremlin. I was like, fair point.
All came together.
Yeah.
But you really stand out. Your design is like unique.
Yeah. I see like a lot of people like even come on like onto my channel, or like they know you or like know of you, and they'll be on my channel and be like, "Yo, Sade's design is heckin' sick," you know, like I love like the you know the theme going on here, like, you know, the overall like scheme. I love, like, you know, they have a lot to say about how much they love, you know, your overall design, and I think that's super cool. Yeah.
Doing something different is also just like a good way to like not only market yourself but just catch someone's eye.
Yeah.
Not everyone needs to be uwu cute animu.
That's correct.
Yes. I feel like for mine, I never really thought about how marketable it would be, because I never, like, from the beginning, my goal was never to have it be like a direct source of profit or anything. Like, I never wanted streaming to be like my main thing, because I feel like that'd make it really really stressful and not fun for me at all, and not enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I think for me, like, I just I think I talked about this to some of my chat before, but I was almost a dragon, actually.
Oh,
but-
yeah.
Yeah, I was almost a dragon girl with short white hair with like yellow underneath. But then I settled for the pink bunny because I was really into collecting a lot of pink stuff at the time, and it just was more consistent with the aesthetic I was into at the time. Yes, the dragon was almost gonna be named Yuzu, like the citrus fruit.
That's cute.
And yeah, I'll post the design again later, but I think the hardest part of designing it for me was like I had a lot of things I wanted to include, and the hardest part of designing anything is always taking away things so that I don't have like piles of stuff that I like on one character, so it doesn't look like a 2009 DeviantArt OC.
True. On that note, I designed myself with all the things that I I actually, this was a character I came up with. Her name used to be Kitsch, and then I just made her me. But she was like my stream mascot, right? And like at that time, I was just like, yeah, like what do I like? I like the color scheme.
Purple.
Like black and blue, yeah, black and blue and black and purple. So I just did that, and I was like, I really like rabbits, specifically dwarf rabbits, because their ears are small and cute. I'm gonna do that. And then like her first like official outfit was honestly just like a purple seifuku, so it's like not very original, right? It's just like this little high school rabbit person, and then eventually she just became like a queen. I don't know why. I just like regal now. That's what it is.
Cause you're a queen.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
The yassification of cows.
Oh my god! The yassification of cows.
I feel like the transition from like Kitsch to you is like so natural, cause I feel like even back then, like I would always associate like Kitsch with you, like in a similar vein of like, you know how like Lily Pichu has like her
yeah.
So yeah, that's so then when I saw you become a VTuber, I was like, this is literally like just perfect.
Yeah. It's like Sade was there. Like I met Sade around the time I first designed Kitsch, and like all my social media, like my business cards had her on it. Like she was just like my mascot. I was like, well, it would feel weird if I was a VTuber and I wasn't this design, but I'm like, well, I have to, you know, just make her me. So I have since deleted Kitsch the character, and she's just now Cal's. That's an interesting question. Thank you.
I think it's really cool how like of course like I don't know like everyone personally, but I feel like everyone's VTuber design ended up like matching everyone's like personalities and like voice and everything so perfectly.
Really,
That was something I tried
Really?
really hard with mine, and that was probably the hardest part of designing my own. Was I don't want, and I never wanted to like play a character, and I also didn't want to have to deal with people coming in and being like, hey, you kind of have like a almost rough voice for a girl, and your character's so cutesy, it doesn't match. I just wanted to chill and be me, so I was like, okay, we're gonna go with something that probably has more of like a tomboyish look, and I like red pandas, so she's gonna be a red panda. And you know what? I've worn this glam in Final Fantasy for 2 years in a row, so I'm going to roughly be inspired by it.
I had something similar where like when I first started streaming, a lot of people would like a lot of people thought there was a very distinct disconnect between their impression of me based off of how I spoke like online in text and my color themes and everything versus how my voice sounded, because it was a lot lower and more deadpan than they expected. And they're like, oh, I thought it was gonna be pink and cute and uwu and like, you know, all high-pitched and stuff, but then I would, you know, just come to stream and speak super deadpan and threaten violence. And...
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when they see like, you know, small pink bunny girl character, they just imagine it's you, but you're talking with your uwu voice. So it's like, but like knowing you, like knowing you now, like I just feel like it fits, you know, because like the way that Iro always like staring forward deadpan is just like it matches your voice. I think it's an important part of your character at this point, you know. It's just like you don't know if she's thinking about violence or she's thinking about pink things. I like that.
I'm thinking.
She's thinking.
But what about?
Is to keep people guessing. Yeah, it's funny you say that our voices match, Sade, because I actually didn't feel like I felt like maybe I had to do a voice for my character because I feel like I'm of the same, like in my head, the way that my voice sounds to me, I feel like I'm in the same vein as Kieran, where I think my voice is a lot like lower than the normal, or I guess like expected register for like cute uwu bunny girl or whatever. And it wasn't until I started streaming again that people were like, "Oh, I love your voice, Cal. You sound so pretty." I'm like, "What?" I sound like a gremlin. What do you mean?
Cal sounds like a friend.
A friend. I like that. I sound like a friend. Oh my god.
You have a friendly voice. It's very friendly. Very friend.
That's good. I want to sound like a friend. I'm glad.
Friend sounding voice.
I'm always thinking about like you know how when you play like, I don't know, like a game like Overwatch or something, and there's like you have like mics on, and I feel like I'm the kind of person where if I were to speak like in that kind of competitive environment, they'd be like, "What's this little kid doing in here?" You know, it's like, "Where's this 13-year-old boy doing it?" You know? That's how I feel like I sound like a lot of the time. But then yeah,
then they can get bodied by the 13-year-old boy.
True.
Get wrecked by squeakers.
Squeakers.
I forget you call them squeakers. Yeah, I think VTubing has been such a gift in my experience, because I used to be like, you know, we're all introverted, and we've all, you know, gotten to experience this medium and feel more, you know, like feel more confident in ourselves and our voices, and you know, feel less scared about, you know, like I'm sure like we've all experienced like the anxiety of hitting the go live button, right? And I was talking about this recently, but I didn't feel like I'm starting to not feel like that anymore. Like I just hit the go live and I'm ready. I'm like happy to go and chat with everyone, and it's not scary anymore.
For some reason, again, as someone who is introverted and will do anything in her power to not have to like talk to people most of the time, I've never actually been terribly afraid of like going live, especially since starting VTubing, because I don't know, it's always just been a really fun thing for me. So
That's good.
I guess I've just been able to be in that mindset the whole time, which surprises the heck out of me, let's be real.
I think going live didn't really scare me or make me nervous, because to me it has a similar feel for me like when I go to conventions and I have to you know, speak to people at conventions, and it just I don't try to perform, but it just feels like I don't try to like put on a show or anything exactly, but it kind of feels like the same sort of thing where like I have to go perform my social duties.
Mm-hmm.
The retail
That's kind of what it feels like to
service
me.
voice.
Yeah, customer service.
Like, I scared my friend when I took her to the last convention I went to, and then she was watching me do convention stuff for the first time, and then she was like, "It's like you flipped a weird switch and then you just turned on the customer service mode."
That's how it be.
It's how it be.
I honestly, I didn't know that I was capable of doing that until I worked my first job making sandwiches at the sandwich shop. And like I found it weird that it really just felt like a switch that you could turn on. It's like, hi, how can I help you? Would you like a bag? You know, it's just like, it's a very different, like, it's just like coming from an introverted person. You're like, oh, how can I please you, ma'am, sir, customer, with like my meager offering of a sandwich, you know? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I now expect Kels to make the world's best sandwiches.
oh god. Maybe if I have actually good materials to work with, you know, we'll make some
Sandwiches are only as good as the components.
Ooh. Well, you gotta put love in them too, though.
That's also a component.
Oh, okay. I accept this.
Well, I'll make you all sandwiches whenever you want.
Okay, I will make
God, oh my
lasagna.
If you guys haven't seen Kieran's lasagna, please go on her Twitter and search her media, please.
Wait, okay, I'm looking.
It's forever ago now. Oh my god.
Oh god, you have to scroll such a long way. But her lasagna, hands down, was the most picture perfect lasagna I've ever seen anybody I know make. Like, it looked like something out of, like, you like Photoshop it. Like, the cheese was perfectly brown. There wasn't crispy edges or anything. The layers were immaculate. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. And I didn't even have any. I just saw a picture of it. But it looked good.
Posted a link. Sade posted it.
Oh my god, you found it? What the frick?
You're so fast.
Look at her lasagna.
It was the top result of Kira.
Oh, that's right. Solo tagged me when Kiara from Hollow Live was talking about lasagna. I was like, I guess I'm posting lasagna here.
Oh my god. I'm so hungry now. I want lasagna.
I only bring Sade horror with food. She was so skeptical of the egg chips when I first told her about them, and then she surprised me by going and buying like 3 bags of egg chips to try.
Weren't you the
Excuse
one
me,
that
egg
also
chips?
posted the picture of the spaghetti like bowl?
Oh yeah, the spaghetti aspig.
Oh my god, wait.
The what?
Traumatic memories.
Oh, let me find it.
Wait, it's not the jello, is it?
Yes.
It is.
Hmm.
It's
I'm upset.
Because I specifically remember Euro posted it, and then people like out of nowhere, and we were like, "Wait, what? Is there context?" And you're like, "No context."
Oh yeah, we were talking about something, and I think Eero just had this saved into her clipboard, and then she posted it out of context.
This is why every time Sade says we have a group call, I'm always sending cursed things. It's
That's true.
spaghetti aspic, and then last time it was the gooey
The
ducks
gooey
and-
duck. That I went on a Twitter rampage after that. I was so mad.
Kels was so upset.
Why do they look like that?
They don't look anything like a duck.
They don't look anything like a duck. And they're filled with like some like water. I don't know. They're filled with something. And I can't.
Yeah.
There's no way to explain it without getting like, you know,
Yeah,
like
they're
innuendo.
they're upsetting. They're upsetting to look at.
They're just upsetting. The fact that they exist upsets me. Yes, you came back to the gooey duck.
Yeah.
Make it go viral. Oh, make Kieran's lasagna go viral. It's so good. I actually want pasta really bad now. One day I'll visit Miss Kieran. I'll try her cooking.
Okay. I will
Yay.
also cook for Kels.
Oh my god, yay.
Everyone feed cows quickly.
I'm just gonna visit everybody and just like try your cooking. Except for like Sade, because I'm gonna be the one cooking.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And it.
You can't say that! When was the last time you cooked something?
Beside
Silence.
the point.
What constitutes as cooking though?
Not microwaving a TV dinner. Or a Hot Pocket.
So microwave. Okay.
You had to turn on the
instant
stove.
ramen. I made instant ramen.
You had to turn on the
Can you
stove
cook
and do something
anything?
more than boil water.
Yeah. Can you cook anything that doesn't involve boiling water or a microwave? I'm sure she can cook eggs. There's no way. She cook eggs and bacon. Wait,
Wait, I mean, would you just put eggs on the pan and then you would cook it?
with a little bit of oil,
Ma'am, have
maybe.
you never made eggs?
It's making me think of that. Remember
Making me
that
nervous.
that scene in like what was it, Sleeping Beauty or whatever, where they make a cake and they put the whole eggs into the batter and like fold it in with the shells.
Yeah, that's Sleeping
That's
Beauty.
what I'm imagining right now.
Oh man. No, wait. Okay. So, exhibit A of why I would be cooking for Sade is that one time she had like microwavable, like frozen pot stickers or something, and she like cooked them, and they were raw. She ate
Okay.
she ate them raw.
So it was I think so. One of my friends, she made like pot stickers like from scratch.
Oh,
So they
okay.
weren't frozen pot stickers.
Okay.
They were just raw pot stickers. So I
Okay.
just stuck them in the microwave, and then she started. She was like screaming, and I was like, because I ate like half of it, and I'm like, huh, this tastes a little bit different. And she's like, it's raw. Go
I was
cook
gonna
it.
try and defend you with the like microwaves can be finicky thing, but I rescind this now with the new information.
And then I cooked it. I think I still have the picture of the cooked pot stickers.
Wait, can you put it in the chat? I remember when I read your tweet, because you were tweeting about like how you put a pot sticker in the microwave and you ate it and it was raw. And I was in the bathroom and I made the most disgusting noise, and then my mom came in and she's like, "What is wrong with you? Do I need to call an ambulance?" And I was just like, "No." Wait, they're like burnt on the bottom too. How are they raw?
No, they were raw, and then she says like, oh, you have to cook them. So I was like, oh, okay. So at first I microwaved them. I ate some of it, and then
Yeah.
I cooked it on the stove.
Well-
So they're fine now, right?
I love the way Say is just like, whoops.
I'm in
I just-
physical pain looking at these screenshots.
I like the fact to say like knowing that they're raw and she has to cook them and she puts it in the microwave. Fresh pot stickers. But yeah, anyway, I will be cooking for Sade if I ever come visiting. But yeah, I think that's actually it for all our questions. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us while we chat about VTubing and miscellaneous things. This has been really fun, and if you guys have enjoyed this, I hope where's the oh, I forgot. Check did ask a question. What's your favorite Check These memory? We'll humor him.
It's gotta be clipping Check out of context when he says really sus stuff.
My favorite of that is when he was playing Kingdom Hearts and he goes, "What the dick in my butt?" And then he said something after that, but I forgot what it was. It was like two layers of sus. The clip is gone. What the frick?
Oh no.
Okay, never mind.
It's gone.
Let's see. I see from 3 months ago in my clipped things, I have one titled "Check finally admits it." Let's see what this is.
Oh
And
no.
it's what?
What?
Oh, thank you, Check. I had a bad deck and I still got it.
Oh, that's just him saying moral of the story: water is gross. But I have several Check These clips that are just taking him out of context.
Check just iconic, you know.
He makes
Every
it
word out of his
happen.
mouth.
Yeah.
I think my favorite moment was either actually I think it was when we played Pokemon Unite for the first time, and you know everyone was memeing about Mr. Mime, and he was like, no, Mime is broken, and
He's
And I
a
was like,
burst
okay, I'm gonna play
mage.
for the memes. And then he was right, mine was broken.
I was trying to get Ear to pick a character to play. I was like, oh, you should play Mr. Mime because he's pink.
And Cass was like, well, he's pink. Like as a selling point. Like, look, he's pink.
He's pink like you.
He's also nightmare fuel, is what he is.
That's true.
And then I got into game and I was like, okay, I'll try Mr. Mime. And I was like screaming because I was disgusted, but also like intrigued because the animations from Mr. Mime were so weird. Like,
He's posted
Wait,
up,
run-
dude.
like he just runs up and like claps things, and then Check was like, no, you don't know, Mr. Mime is broken.
No.
And then every time Check says mime.
I have
Mime,
traumatic
mime.
flashbacks hearing this.
Check impressions are pretty great.
Yeah, they are. All the Check impressions are my favorite Check moments. Every Check these moment is a favorite Check moment.
Everyone follow
Aw.
Check These, twitch.tv/Check These. He streams every day.
Streams every day.
Give him a follow. Yeah, so thank you everybody for this question segment. If you'd like to ask some more questions, or if you would like to for this kind of stuff to happen more often, let us know. If you enjoyed this segment of the stream, I will be streaming still. We have 2 hours until raid, so we're gonna fill that time with games or art. But I would like for you all to say thank you and farewell to my Mofuwa girls, Miss Sade, Miss Kieran, Miss Eero. Or do you have anything to advertise? Are you doing anything this week? Would you like to outro yourself before you go? You start with Sade.
Awkward silence as we all wait for someone else to answer.
Sorry, I should delegate the. Okay, start with Sade.
I stream every Saturday and draw free stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, please give Sade a follow.
Sade made some really cracked art recently. It was like black and white and it was intense. And so wait, we should link it so people can see.
Oh
How
yeah,
cool
the
it
Dark
was.
Souls tribute piece, right?
Yeah. Everybody else is better at gassing up everyone else instead of themselves.
It's true.
Where did it go? Oh, I found it. From December 28th.
Yes, she it was a tribute to Dark Souls and the creator of
Kentaro.
Berserk. Ah, yes, Kentaro. Sorry, I forgot his name.
Yeah. That took way too long though. People were like, yo, I want to see more artwork like this. I'm like, I don't know if that's gonna ever happen.
I know about that one, Chief.
Yes, let me just whip up this art out of thin air.
You did a really good job though. Like Sade, it's crazy because Sade's always been wanting to make a manga, and she's been dabbling and for years to emulate a good know the cross hatching and the screen toning, and she's gotten so good at it. It looks like legit art, like manga art to me.
Legit art.
like legit manga. Sorry.
Not fake art.
Not fake art like she usually does. The fake digital art, ew.
Oh my god,
Not
don't
real
get me
art,
started
that's
on
okay.
that in particular. I bite my tongue.
Shake my H, not real art.
we don't talk about a monk making manga. that is a word that scares me. Making
Yeah.
comics.
Dude, you just need to get those how to draw manga books,
Oh
By
my
Christopher
god!
Hart.
Wait, did you guys ever have the how to draw manga by this Katie Coop or something? She's and then hold on.
No.
I only
think
had
so.
one by Christopher Hart where everything kind of looked like a Fairly Odd Parents character.
Oh,
I was about to say, why does that name sound familiar? And then you continued the sentence.
They were everywhere, unfortunately.
Oh,
What's this?
what the link got?
Oh,
Yoink.
the link got kind of chopped up.
oh.
What the
I don't know why
heck?
there's coordinates in it, but
Wait, let me
I did not have that one.
copy pasta. I've seen this one, but I haven't.
Copy.
Never
Yeah, that
bought
was
it.
my origin story.
Copy. Paste.
This is how Sade became the
Oh.
Joker?
Oh, my friend had this one. Oh man, that's going far back. Wasn't there a meme going on where people would like redraw the guy on the cover a while ago?
Yes. I think it was
Yeah.
like last year or 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone
I
was like
remember.
redrawing that character on the cover.
I think the only how to draw like manga book I got was from like I forgot. It was more so like drawing clothes and stuff. It's from like this Filipino artist. Actually quite good. I did learn how to draw clothes.
I didn't learn anything from the how to draw manga book. I learned more being on like the internet and just being around
Yeah.
other weebs.
The art of self-taught artist absorbs content from other artists and sometimes tutorials online.
Oh man, this one's got weird coordinates too, but like, you know, same vibes.
Copy paste. I've never seen this one.
What?
Kids draw.
No matter how much I Google, I
Wait.
cannot find the one that I had, so who knows what I learned from.
Where's her other arm?
Behind the body, so we don't have to draw it.
Ooh, that's the real technique.
You know, the good old put it behind the body, put the arms behind the body.
Hands behind the back.
Yeah, hands behind the back.
Okay. Well, Miss Kieran, would you like to do your outro or talk about any exciting things happening for you upcoming?
I have an outro. I am streaming tomorrow, and the next day I'm playing God of War, and I'm really excited because I've wanted to play it forever, but I've literally never owned a PlayStation, and now it's coming out on PC, so it's gonna be really fun. But if you like people being bad at games but still trying their best and stubbornly playing hard games anyways, then you might want to drop by. I literally spent 4 hours on the same boss in Sekiro yesterday. Hi, I'm in pain. Emotionally and physically.
Screaming on the inside and the outside.
Yeah. So yeah, I stream 4 or 5 times a week, usually games. It's been a while since an art stream because that's usually now just me crying and drawing emotes in silence. But yeah, that's me.
That's her.
Thank you, Miss Kieran. Please follow Miss Kieran. I'm sorry for the overlap with the shout out command. I didn't put it on the scene, but you can hear it anyway. Miss Eero, would you like to do your outro or talk about anything fun happening for you upcoming?
I have a draw stream on Saturday at 8, and then I'm gonna take a short break because we're getting toxic fumes in our house because we're redoing the floor. So I'll take a break for a week. So if you wanna come and do draw stream together, then that'll be the last one for several days. I have a big project coming, and it's bun themed.
Yeah.
And it's gonna take a while, but I haven't showed. I don't think I've showed the other Mofuwa girls yet, so I'll show them after the stream.
Oh my god, the insider
Big
content.
inside leaks, content leaks.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah. So we're gonna do draw stream Saturday, and I'm gonna be at Anime Expo, and I'm gonna drag Kels with me.
Yeah, I will be with
yeah.
Eero at Anime Expo. I'll be helping her at her booth. So please come by and say hello and buy her things. Thank you.
We might even have Mofuwa stuff at the booth.
Yeah. That
So-
might be the beginnings of physical merch Mofuwa sales if we can get that stuff out in time for Anime Expo. But that's the plan.
Yeah, so come to Anime Expo, buy things.
Give Eero your money, or else the Eero buns will come for you.
Please support the
Not in a
Mofuwers.
cute, fluffy way.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for giving me a part of your afternoon. I really appreciate you coming through and talking to
Thank you for
me.
having us.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, is that my
Oh my
bunnies?
Just a clip playing. Check!
Uh-oh.
He shouted me out and I can hear myself. Oh my gosh. Okay. I will be right back real quick while we set up. I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna continue my Lunar New Year Tiger art. I think that's what we're gonna do until we have raid. So we'll see Miss Kieran again in like 2-3 hours. I think 2 hours, a little over 2 hours from now. Miss Kieran will be back for some reason. Yes.
Soon.
I gotta go run some roulettes to buy some gear.
Yeah. I need to log on the game.
I need to check up on how the mechanics work.
We gotta do mechanics. That's crazy.
Watch the
We're
Mr.
gonna
Happy
one-shot
video
the
10
balls
minutes
for
beforehand.
Alright, say goodbye everybody. We're gonna head
Okay,
on over
goodbye.
to our BRB screen while I get set up. We stick around, there's still more stream to go, but please say goodbye to Miss Sade, Miss Kieran, and Eero for now. Give them a follow.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.